fresh ideas, business people that have actually managed organizations before, not somebody that's wanting to worry most about the next election. For me, this is the first job and the only job I'll have in public office. I think I can go in and make the decisions that are right for Tennesseans. Most Tennesseans, most people across the country are looking for fresh ideas and people from outside politics.
A recent Vanderbilt poll says Diane Black has the highest name recognition of any candidate, but also the highest negatives. Is that why you told some of your supporters recently that the Tennessee Republican Party would risk losing the governor's seat if she is the nominee?
Yeah, so I didn't remember saying that, but somebody had quoted me saying it. I think it's going to be, just by the Vanderbilt poll, obvious that if you've got really high negative, it's going to be more challenging. I think it's more just the science of the survey than any one person's opinion.
Let's talk about the word conservative versus Republican. It seems like most of the Republicans running are saying they're conservatives first, and they're almost afraid to say they're Republicans. Yet on your website you say you're a proud Republican.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the difference between a Republican and a conservative, and what is a proud Republican?
So I've been a Republican all my life. My dad taught me that I was Republican as soon as I could remember. I was part of our family's DNA. I'm proud of the Republican policies and what we've always stood for: lower taxes, smaller government, balancing the budget. So these are things that I think are synonymous with being conservative. We'll usually sometimes use the term interchangeably between Republican and conservative. A lot of people in the common vernacular today just use the word conservative more often, but I think we mean it to be the same thing.
Well, I want to get back to Diane Black. You and her seem to be, in the recent polls, in a tight battle, although some of the other candidates are there. There's Beth Harwell, there's Bill Lee. Have you gotten to know the candidates personally through these forums? How well do you know them, and what do you think of them as candidates?
I think they're all capable people, all good people. Some I've gotten to know better than others. Speaker Harwell has been in session for 3 months, so I didn't get to see her as often. Congressman Black has chosen not to make a lot of the forums or the events for a variety of reasons. I got to see Bill Lee at almost everything. Bill Lee is working very hard. I see him at Reagan Day dinners. We joke, we laugh, we've gotten to know each other very well. Our wives are typically there with us, and so I would say, Bill Lee and I have gotten to know each other very well, and I'm pretty confident. We've actually teased about this, that he could give my stump speech and I could give his.
Yeah, he also is a conservative businessman who doesn't have experience in politics and looking to get involved. What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge as the August 2nd primary approaches for you and your campaign? What will you work on the hardest?
I'm going to continue to focus on what we've been doing. For the last 15 months, we've been focusing on running a good grassroots campaign, visiting all 95 counties, visiting people where they are, listening, learning, sharing our vision of the future of the state, and hopefully that will resonate with people. When they hear it, that usually does. So for the next 8 weeks, they'll look very much like the last 15 months, continuing to go to counties, visiting with people, listening, learning, and sharing ideas.
And is there one thing that, if you want to leave the audience with today, the one thing that they should know about Randy Boyd as a candidate for governor?
Well, I am a conservative, Christian, not a politician, a businessman. I think it's good to have someone that's actually ran an organization before. I think it's good to have an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs, by definition, are innovative and disruptive. But I've also had enough experience in my 2 terms working with Governor Haslam, both for no pay, by the way, creating the Tennessee Promise and recruiting jobs. So if you want an outsider, a business person that has experience that can hit the ground running, I think I can be that candidate.
And real quick, you say hit the ground running. You're going to have to work with the legislature, which is obviously predominantly Republican. You feel confident about your ability to, on day one, have relationships and work with the leaders in the House and the Senate?
Absolutely. Many of them have already endorsed and are supporting me. Over the 3 years that I did work in the administration, I got a chance to get to know them on a very personal basis. I plan on having a very collaborative, open, transparent administration. We'll be working very closely with all of them.
And one thing I will mention before we leave is, I don't know how you find time for this, but your, physical activity. You said tomorrow is your 15-mile run day.
Right.
How do you even find time for that?
It helps me clear my thoughts and be centered. It keeps me healthy. And one of the things that our state needs to focus on is being a healthier state. Yeah. And so I want to be a positive model as well.
Excellent. Randy Boyd, thank you.
Thank you
really
so much.
enjoyed you being here. I appreciate it. I know you're very busy, and we look forward to hearing from you again, okay?
You certainly will. Thank you.
And again, I want to thank Pat Nolan, who couldn't be here today, for filling in, for allowing me to fill in here on Inside Politics. And Pat will be discussing these topics with all of the major candidates for governor. We hope you will tune in, watch online or here on News Channel 5 Plus and learn more about the candidates. And August 2nd, we want you to go out and vote. Have a great day, everybody.